Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Hope you're doing great today and finding something wonderful to be occupying yourself this as we approach the end of this year. There's so much wonderful opportunity to reflect back on how things have gone this year, but also to look back to March 2020. Do you remember that year where things changed for all of us so much? And it's hard to believe that it's been like a year and a half of this kind of shifting in our way of looking at the world and ourselves and our health and also our beauty. And I want to chat with you today about this because I think that the COVID pandemic has actually changed our attitudes to so many things, to aging, to the world that we live in, society, relationships. It's all shifted, but there's also this idea of beauty, I think, that has really been altered and impacted by the pandemic. Now, Deborah Garrett is one of our bloggers, and she wrote this article that I really loved it. It really made me think, and I'll put the link to the article below so that you can take a look. But basically what she talks about is how how COVID and this whole 18 months that we've all been through together has impacted our sense of beauty. She approaches it in a funny way sometimes, but I think the bottom line is after we realized last year that we had to be spending more time at home, and that the main priority was not the color of our eyeshadow, but our health, that we actually did start to make some shifts. Of course, clothing, we actually just all went out and bought we grabbed from whatever we could find our comfy clothes. And the idea of dressing up was putting on your yoga pants or your leggings and a really comfy top, and staying home most of the time, making the best use of the hours that you had, that you couldn't go into the world and see your family or see your friends. That's shifting a little bit now, but we still, I think, are in this mentality of, just keeping and just wearing clothes that are comfortable and cozy. And, so with that, Deborah says, and maybe it didn't happen for all of you, perhaps some of you thought, this is great, this is how I've always wanted to be in quote, retirement or as I get older. Comfy clothes, just, knitting, working, cooking, reading, learning, doing whatever you do. But she says it was for her the last thing that made her feel attractive as a woman. And she was having, because she was dressing down and just not bothering, with how she looked. I mean, from a sort of a perspective related to what's normal in quotes, she was just not feeling very beautiful as a woman. Those things did not, when she did go out to put the garbage out or go to the shops, she, it wasn't like she was attractive to herself. And of course, beauty is such a shifting thing as you get older anyway. I mean, it's like, the wrinkles and the age spots and all the things that you didn't have when you were in that time of your life when you felt attractive and vibrant and beautiful. Maybe and by the way, maybe some of you now are feeling even more beautiful because you've not had to lean behind fashion or makeup or whatever. You just feel more yourself, and that could be something that you're experiencing, which is great. But for Deborah and maybe for me a little bit, I'll be honest, is that the concept of attractiveness and beauty went outside of me. I mean, for her, she said it was on the the Netflix channels. I mean, all the movies where women were dressed up with their jewelry and going out for dinner and traveling, and the fantasy world of Netflix and movie land, where you just don't it's not real, but that's your idea of beauty, that you look at that and you say, that's beautiful, that's a beautiful woman. I'm not particularly like that anymore. That I wish I could do that. And so that kind of, not jealousy, but longing for a way to express yourself. So each day, as Deborah says, was just the same as the one before. So why change clothes? Nobody was seeing you. It wasn't like you had visitors coming around and you could say, oh, you wore that sweater yesterday or that color, for 2 days in a row. It didn't matter. So the dreaded quarantine 15. So we all know, it was tough because we had to make compromises with food. We all reached out for comfort food. We learned how to make bread and scones and all those things that were full of calories and carbs. But, that was, we thought maybe, this will be an opportunity. I'll tune into an exercise channel on YouTube and I'll do exercises every morning from 9 to 9:30. And then I'll do this. And then that's how we're trying to cope, with how to fill in a 12, 14-hour day with activities that weren't going to drive us crazy. And even to this day, it's the same. We all think that we're going to get back into the exercise regime and we're going to get healthy again. Of course, we got to buy new workout attire, Deborah says, which is like maybe a little movement towards beauty in our fashion. But I was looking at the notes here that the people thought that they would emerge from COVID, which we haven't even done yet. I mean, it's still here and it's still very much a part of our lives. But we thought, oh, we'll just emerge 30 pounds or 20 pounds lighter. We'll be exercising online. We'll be walking around our room. We'll just lose weight. But it turned out that 42% of Americans in the survey that they did actually gained weight. No surprise. And that's, of course, as I mentioned, making your own healthy comfort food, breads and butters and all kinds of sugars, just because they made you feel good. For goodness sake, this is hard. I mean, we were all struggling with the news, with the reality of lots of loss and just the scariness of it. I mean, who doesn't want to have popcorn and cheese sandwiches like me? Just speaking of myself. But, anyway, we all gained a little bit of weight. And, so we nibbled from boredom, we nibbled from fear. And, maybe some of you lost weight and that's wonderful, but I think a lot of people didn't. So, well, according to the research, 42%. Another thing is skincare. I mean, a lot of people continue to wear makeup. I'm one of the people. I would get up every single day and put my makeup on. I just felt better when I put my makeup on. But and one thing I did continue to do, and actually I increased my use of it, is skincare. Now, before the pandemic, you might have really had a routine. You did your cleanser and your toner and your exfoliation, and you had all these, looking after your skin, sunscreen when you went out. You got into these routines. But a lot of people just gave up on that. Anti-aging was kind of like just a joke, because all we wanted to do was age. We wanted to live. We wanted to wash our hands. We wanted just to stay healthy and well. And the idea of worrying about, a retinol regime or using some kind of special creams or just experimenting with new skincare products, it just didn't seem real to us. And of course, we had to order everything online because it wasn't possible to go browse in a shop and look for the best or most interesting products for us. So now, a lot of women stopped wearing makeup altogether. Did you? Did you stop wearing makeup? Maybe you don't wear it anyway, but I mean, did you find that your skincare and your makeup regime changed or shifted, reduced? Partly because I do makeup tutorials and skincare reviews on 60andMe, I did actually watch a lot of bloggers, and I did actually learn. I learned a lot. I actually did learn a lot during that time. So for me, it was quite a valuable time to continue to use skincare. I mean, for example, I started using, I've always used it for a long time, but facial oils and doing some facial massage. All these things were just things to do, really. There was no real proof that anything was working. But I look at myself now and I think my skin actually is okay, because I did actually keep going this last year. And I know, I'm 72 now, that after your 70th birthday, your skin does get drier and it does need a little extra care. It doesn't have to be expensive. I use Pond's cleanser on my face. It's like $3 for like a tub that lasts you 6 months. It's huge. But it's just having that routine of taking care of your skin and your face and your body as well. So she was talking, by the way, this very funny part in her article where she talks about Zoom calls, where like from the top, she's like wearing a beautiful little professional looking blouse and earrings and whatever. And she's got her, her yoga pants on the bottom with socks and, red socks, and just, we got into that kind of cutting corners, and maybe it's time to turn the corner back again. Anyway, I think the bottom line here is that Deborah is saying that she missed being a woman. She missed looking like she felt like a woman. Now, whatever that means, I'm not really sure. In her case, it meant, taking care of her clothes and her style and her beauty. For you, it may have been something else. It may have been being attracted to other men or women and just feeling like you were beautiful. Maybe that's a lot of your personal self worth was tied up in how you looked. So I think that there's a lot of variation in the people that are watching this video. Our community is so diverse. I mean, it would be different if we were all, women 63 years old who lived in this climate and had this upbringing. It's just not like that. We've got 500,000 women that come here to our website, and over, I think, 160,000 people now on YouTube. And it's just, we're all different. So please don't take it as a judgment. I'm just saying, maybe you're like Deborah, that you felt a little bit less like a woman because you didn't keep up with those beauty regimes that were part of her life. So what part of your beauty regime changed during the last 18 months? Did you start wearing more makeup, or did you start taking care of your skin? Or was it the opposite like it was in Deborah's case? What beauty regimes changed? And how do you think your perception of your beauty, or beauty in general, with just other people too, your friends and your family, how did that change during this COVID experience? I think it's going to be with us for a little bit longer, so I think we're going to have to adapt to this really quickly and move on. But I think personally, I'm going to keep going with my skincare and my makeup and enjoy it, and hope that you have your own ways of finding beauty or redefining beauty. Perhaps it's not got anything to do with how you look anymore. Maybe it's got to do with how you are inside. And I love all of that. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you liked it, so that you can know when we've got new videos coming. Press the bell, and just know that I really, really appreciate you here. It means a lot to have you on this journey with me, on this journey together. So take really good care of yourself. Have a fabulous day wherever you are, whatever you've got planned you're doing, and just keep that inner beauty first, and it will glow outwards into the world, or even if it's your room. Just take good care. Stay safe and well. Bye-bye for now.